do a couple of different things. This is not exactly what I had planned, but I guess that's what makes it special. So let me talk to you a little bit about what I was going to show you, and I'll do what I can, given unfortunately I can't do live. So what Uda was talking about was our cloud maps. These are solutions that HP has online that you can, for applications that you can download and use and bring up in your environment very quickly. Here is the website, and some of this you'll be able to do yourself once you get home. Just show you some of these utilities. Here's the cloud map side, and here are solutions that are available for download on that website. I'm going to pick Microsoft here, and there's a whole set of solutions here if you're looking to bring up an Exchange, or which many people have to because of the licensing and the changeover for Exchange 2010, or SharePoint or communication server. You can go to the site here. You can get this Sizer tool, which you can download, and you download and it installs into your environment a tool that looks like this. Looks like this. And as you see here, as it starts up, it updates. So this is giving you a best practice solution for an Exchange, and obviously there's been some additional information since it was originally downloaded. I won't upgrade that now. And you get here to go and build a solution. And essentially this is going to take you through a menu of configuring an Exchange environment. It's going to look at sort of what class of servers you're trying to provide from your for your service. It's going to let you start to put in the attributes of that service. And I'll just do this quickly as we go down. It's going to get a list of attributes around your profiles for your mailboxes. It's going to let you then say how many mailboxes you're really trying to set up in your environment. We're going to go here. We're going to talk here now about how many mailboxes are going to be in the environment, all sorts of parameters. I'm not going to take you through each of these one by one, but basically letting you get your environment set up, what you want from a backup configuration, and then finally here, what we're going to do is get a recommendation, and we're going to build up a template for a definition of an environment that can be provisioned automatically with Matrix. And so I've skipped through this question and answer very, very quickly, but you can take time to sort of think about how many users you've got, are they power users, what's their capabilities and so forth. And in the end, what you'll end up with here is a design, which is this inside orchestration template that you can download and then bring into Matrix, and it will define your servers, your network, your storage configuration, everything you need to bring up that Exchange application of that particular capacity. And what I could have done would actually shown you that generated, showing it to you in the screen so you could actually have a look at it, and then we sort of go through a provisioning step. Might be able to do that today. For folks who have not seen Matrix, here is a picture of the designer. This is a drag and drop interface that lets you typically create system designs that combine physical servers, which can be x86 or Integrity, virtual machines, which can be both VMware as well as Microsoft Hyper-V, various storage arrangements, whether it is direct attached storage, fiber channel storage, iSCSI storage, and then the software that you want applied into that environment, the operating system configuration, and with a linkage with HP software, you can do applications as well. So you can actually do your Oracle database or your Exchange and so forth, set up in configuration. you can define all these components here in this template, and this will show, or you can import this template, from the sizer that I was just actually running you through. This gives you a little bit example of how you would, if you wanted to build a system by hand, manually configure and combine the networking, the server, and the disk elements to actually create that design. So let's let this run through now and sort of talk to a little bit about it. Here we're configuring the attributes of the server here. How much memory do we want? How many cores do we want in the server? What architecture, what clock speeds and so forth? What price do we want to use when we charge back this service? All are defined in this designer. And there, now we'll start to configure the software, and this we're showing Ignite UX being configured here. This can also be Windows or Linux. The designer is validating the design as it goes. This green tick means the design is self-consistent, ready for deployment by this component. So we can actually now publish this design into a catalog, press the publish button and save, and now what we'll do is we'll publish this design out into a portal that users can come to and say, okay, I'd like to get a system of this configuration, instantiated for myself now. Any one of the components in the catalog we can instantiate at the press of a button. Someone who wants to put up a site for an ad campaign, they'll select it from the designer. Press view, they can look at this multi-tier architecture service, and then press the create button to go and create an instance of that service using this tool. So here they'll actually just put in the name of the service they want to create, press the submit button. It's as simple as that for people who actually want to go and create very complex IT service just from this catalog. They can go and look at the orchestration as it goes and implements that service, and it will start by taking that design that they've created, going to a shared resource pool of resources, allocating the resources that are needed to go and implement that design, go and get an approval that they can then go and start to actually go and do the deployment. And then once that's received, go and start to set up the network elements, set up the storage elements, set up the server elements, go and deploy and configure the operating system and application software, and bring this entire service online. Once it's up and running, they can look at, it's gone too quickly, the service operation in HP Software Sitescope. Let me see if I can make this just pause at the end here. Clever. Like this. And this is an integration that we have with HP Software's monitoring products that lets you monitor the end-to-end performance of a particular application. And if that application response time falls below an acceptable limit, what you can do is use the combination of HP software tools and a matrix to go and actually add resources into that environment automatically to restore service levels back to an acceptable level. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to, sorry it wasn't quite as a live demonstration. I would have liked to have done it live, but unfortunately I couldn't get access to that side. Any questions people specifically have? I know I've moved very quickly. All right, well thank you very much for your attention.
You know, and if you wanted to, we might be able to schedule a follow-up virtual session and use virtual rooms if you want to try and do the live demo that you had planned.
I'd love to.
Okay.
In fact, if people are interested in that, I'd just love to do it. I'm sorry that the room was booked for a certain time, and because we ran a little bit late, it had expired. But I'd be happy to do it virtually. Folks who are interested in seeing